Are we starting to shift a lot of these net long positions back to a little shorter position just because of the fear of the weight that some of these cattle have and how many still may be out there?
Yeah, the optimism is kind of evaporated here over the past couple of weeks, especially after we failed to get out above technical resistance from that 99 to about 101 area. And we've just been drifting lower. And there just really hasn't been a whole lot of good news over the past week to really springboard us off the low end of this recent trading range. And that gap that you had mentioned, which comes in close to about 95 even, that goes all the way back to May 6th. This is a must-hold area when looking at some significant support pockets. If we break and close below 95, there's really not a whole lot in the way of supporting the market technically until we get closer to 90. We've seen the cash market soften up quite a bit over the last week. We've been seeing a wide range of cash this week, 98 to 108, but it seems like the bulk of that is coming in about 104, 105. And if that cash continues to drift off in the coming weeks, that could add additional pressure. And as you had mentioned, lead some of these funds to liquidate some of their newfound long positions. One thing that I guess would be encouraging as far as the cattle market goes is the fact that it's holding up in the face of the outside market selling off nearly 5%. If you would have told me the S&P was down 5% and cattle was near unchanged, I would have thought you're bluffing, but that's what we're seeing today, and that is the silver lining. But again, this 95, 96 area for August live cattle is a must-hold area for the bull camp.
Boy, you make a good point there. A lot of folks talk a lot about that relationship between what goes on in the financial market as how it affects the livestock market. Okay, so let's move on here and talk about the hog complex. Your thoughts there?
Well, hogs have just been slowly bleeding lower. There hasn't been a whole lot of new news to support the market and welcome buyers into the market. They were kind of treading water near this 50 level, which is almost on par with those contract lows that we saw back on April. And I really wouldn't be too surprised to see a retest of those. Maybe this market wants to see what's below those April 6th lows at 49. But at that point, I think if you look out over a longer term time horizon, you're going to start to see value. And I think at that point, the risk will be to the upside. You might see some of these funds looking to park some money where they see value. And I think if you get lean hogs, closer to that 50 level, I think that's where the value is going to be longer term.